ones.
There aren't any. I don't know. I try not to watch comedy specials anymore. They all kind of suck.
3, 2, 1, go. You think they suck?
They all suck. Come on,
Dude, well, no, I was gonna agree with
True.
you. I was actually about to. Every once in a while, I'll get it in my head to do a hot take tweet. I don't know why I do that. I should just be funny. I should just be jokes. But I had to. I was gonna talk about how like I think the stand-up bubble is bursting because Netflix has put out like a. They've just shoveled out a dog shit, horrible, undercooked special every week.
Yeah.
For the last like few years. I was gonna tweet that, and then the day I was about to tweet it was just the other day when they released that the Pride Festival special, and I was like, it was so bad if I put that out now. And then I watched that; it was actually pretty good. I mean that for real, which is like I'm not even like hedging the fact that I'm saying that was actually pretty good.
noted virtue signaler.
But then the trouble is like a ton of them are, either, virtue signaling or transphobic or like, they're all fucked up or they're not funny.
They really did give. It's like a lot of money to just like a lot of mid-tier comedians to like, and I'm not calling anyone out, but like a lot of mid-tier comedians to like just like fill the glut, and they gave so much money to comedians who like should not be churning out specials anymore or something, or like and like Chappelle can do whatever he wants to do, I guess, at this point, but it's like
Oh yeah, they gave him they had a 4 special contract with him or something like that, and so he like had to.
I know, and then he really had to. It's like he couldn't take an L. He's like just take an L and then like it's like be like I was wrong and then like move on, and then like he really had to. Some people, it's like old people really can't let it go.
Which something extremely strange is that in the new like gay pride special called Stand Out, they take shots at Chappelle and Ricky Gervais, and I think Louis also, but they like Louis not like currently active on Netflix, but they were talking about how like Ricky's like transphobic stuff on Netflix. They're like, and it's like you're on the same platform. Like it's so interesting to see.
Netflix sort of
being
like a
like,
Roman
crazy.
forum.
Yeah,
Sort of like a place to debate the ideas of today.
yeah. Can you angle that at you a little bit more, baby?
Sure.
Gotta hear
that better?
your.
I love Rome.
Your sweet voice. That's better, dog. Hell yeah.
It is crazy. It's like we support you guys, and it's like those crazy people shouldn't be platforming Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. Like, do you think Rome had a Ricky Gervais? Like they had Socrates.
What's his name?
Socrates, please.
Why is Nero platforming these?
Transphobes.
Claudius.
He's probably doing worse things than being transphobic. I'm sure he was being transphobic too.
For sure.
Yeah, like slaves and stuff.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Wait, what's the really bad emperor's name?
Caligula.
Caligula, yeah. Caligula's their Ricky Gervais.
I went back. I went on a Wikipedia page that was like all the Roman emperors, and it was interesting that like I still recognized a lot of the names, and they were kind of listed in the same order as like when you look like at American presidents. It was really fascinating to be like, oh, they had like a new. I mean, they had a new emperor every like 30 or 40 years.
You mean chronological order?
Yes, but
what do you mean in the same order?
I mean,
So
the
you know
fact
how time goes from like.
What are you talking?
It's time for me to take the L.
How did you want them to do it?
I guess my point is chronological order, but a sort of successive line, and they're all famous and historical in a sort of similar way. And there's obviously some hits and misses, but it's like oh, Caligula.
It's like when the Beatles put
Ronald
on that
Reagan.
run.
Yeah.
I don't know what I mean. I guess I mean
You're just saying that like when you read them, there's just like a
every
lot
single one is a
of names you
banger.
recognize. Yeah.
it just struck me the same. It just something like that.
Well, they also had like much longer reigns than most presidents.
That's what I'm
do.
saying. Like 30 to 40 years.
They do not miss.
I mean, they're
they had elections every 2 years, but they were like, this guy's crushing it. We'll wait until he dies.
Yeah, if we had like FDR into I don't know some other like legend, we don't know. It's like if we were writing them out, they'd be like And like we had Reagan till he died or something. And like,
what if the only presidents had been like it was just Washington? Was Jefferson a good
What
one?
if like every president
Adams?
lived?
by the way, none of them were good. None of them. They were all bad. They were all bad.
If it was like just like Washington, Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, FDR, like it was just like the only presidents.
Yeah, it's
we
like
had
just
were,
the
like,
heaters. Just the heaters.
Yeah.
Just Mount Rushmore.
That's, yeah. My Mount Rushmore of presidents is Mount Rushmore. Who's your Mount Rushmore of presidents?
Wait, my favorite presidents?
Yeah, if you had to put presidents on a Mount Rushmore, who would you put?
It's fun. It's like you have to. You have to pick a top 4.
I would
If you
put.
had to destroy
I
the Black
put.
Hills.
I think FDR's up there. He's probably the best president, honestly.
Is he on it?
No.
No.
Teddy is.
Oh, Teddy's on it. The other
Yeah.
is-
He's too old.
Was it before? Did they
Too
make?
young.
Did they make it before his time?
Yeah. Well, I think it might have been made by him or under him. It might have been like a CCC thing. I
Oh,
don't
like his
know.
highway bill of like infrastructure.
Something,
shit.
I don't know, or it could have been before that. I'm not sure. Something we'd have to
It
look
is.
up.
It is pretty cool. It's sad that I guess like it was like already like a sacred Native American mountain.
Yeah,
But, like,
they really
they should
fucked
they
that
should
up.
just made like a different one. I guess every mountain here was formerly Native American. But
Yes.
they should have just like just make a new one.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a good idea for a sculpture to do it into a mountain.
Yeah, just like somebody's already
A lot of
somebody already has
things.
that mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like you really get in the weeds. Like I don't know if there's a good way to do.
Yeah, I think just like defacing a cliff side, a side of the face of a mountain is just like kind of like.
If anything, you're facing it. Sorry, I'll shut the fuck
That's
up.
true. Yeah.
You're really bringing. I saw
You
the
really-
I saw
yeah.
the angel in the marble, and I started sculpting into it.
Well, they had. What about what's that thing in New Hampshire, like the old man in the mountain thing? They already had that. They should have built the presidents into that. Made more faces.
What?
I don't know what you're
I've
talking
never heard
about. The
about
old
this.
man in the mountain.
There's like in it's on the state quarter for New Hampshire. They have like this like they have
Oh.
this cliff face. It's like it's shaped like an old man's face.
Oh,
All in
interesting.
the state quarter.
Oh, it's just like a cliff that. It's
Have you not been spending any New Hampshire state quarters
I
recently?
used to have all the state quarters in like a big map where you could put the quarters in the thing. Do you ever collect all the
Yeah, I
state
used
quarters?
to do that.
And my great aunt would give me when the new quarters dropped, she'd give me them. Then I lost, who cares? At some point, I realized I had like 50 quarters, and I like spent them on something. It was like $10.
like a new basketball or
Yeah.
something. What'd you do for fun as a kid? I'm curious if you were a gamer. I kind of don't see it, but I don't know.
I didn't game that much. Video games got kind of hard pretty quick for me. Like the first-person shooter stuff, anything where you have to control your field of vision and the person at the same time. We have to like aim the gun, and also that stuff I never figured out to this day. I don't have the coordination for it. But I do like Smash Bros. When the Wii came out, that was a really democratizing thing for
yeah.
everyone. I
Yeah,
got
the
really
Wii
good
was-
at like Wii tennis and stuff,
Ooh, yeah.
and like Wii bowling. I was like the max level. It maxes out at like 2,000. 1,000 was pro, and 2,000 was just as good as you can be.
Whoa.
And I got like as good as you can be at all of them.
Yeah, the Wii was like it was like up until 2008, video games were like very specifically marketed to like only boys.
Yeah.
And then it was like
Thank God.
this should be.
No.
And then like after 2008, become like this is a family thing. Like
Yeah.
the Wii made the first conscious decision. I mean, it was like marketed to kids or like men, but then I don't know. Like, yeah, you can see it's like statistics wise, I think gamers these days are literally half boys, half girls. Like for the younger generation.
I mean,
just
it's
like-
also if you like count mobile games.
That's true. That's true too.
There's like a lot of people playing like Candy Rush who are like old.
Yeah, that makes me sad on the train when you see
Oh,
like an
yeah.
old person playing Candy Crush.
It's like-
and I'm just
yeah.
like, oh my God.
It's like watching
no.
someone play like a
You got, like-
pachinko machine or something.
Yeah.
It's like if you go to it's like the same thing as like going to like a Vegas casino and just seeing all these like slumped over
You're wasting
people.
your life. It's like to see like a young person do it. It's like whatever. It's like this generation's ruined, or who cares? I don't. Whatever. That's not true, but whatever. But like to see an old person, it's like they got you too.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about like Sudoku or like any sort of game that's like sort of a simple like puzzle, and you're like you're fundamentally like solving the same puzzle over and over again, and you're not like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like a waste of time.
Yeah.
I understand like keeping your mind sharp or whatever, but like you're not keeping it sharp.
All
if
that
you're
stuff
just
does
doing the
not
same
keep your
number
mind
thing.
sharp.
No, exactly. that's
I
what I'm
got
saying.
super into Scrabble in the early parts of the pandemic. I played like Scrabble Go on my phone, and I just became like a lunatic. And like words no longer had meaning to me when you like play Scrabble. It was
Yeah.
all about like spamming it for like 7-letter like combinations and like getting all the triple word scores. And I like quickly memorized all the 2-letter combinations. And it's all about like. It's like you lay a word down and then you lay another word directly on top of that word shit where it's like and like all the 2 letters match up and shit and it's like
Right.
and then you become like a lunatic and you're like it's like you
Yeah.
can't live your life like that and it's like all games just become meaningless or it's like they become divorced from like the joy of it
I would
for
say
me.
I would say that's definitely true for that type of game.
for that type of
Yeah.
game because they can be gamed. They can
Exactly.
be
If it's some like little like you're pulling some levers
Yeah,
and
it's
some
like,
stuff. It's like
I'm
it's
an archer and I got to hit all the little things.
the
and then-
balloons.
yeah.
If you're a monkey, he's shooting arrows at a balloon.
Yeah.
That's a fun game. That's a fun game.
Wait, what? What game is
What
this?
is- what's it called?
I've only seen.
Is it one of those games where
Balloons?
you have like a bunch of bubbles and you have to like shoot a thing?
Balloons is
up projectile?
Balloons is
that's
monkey
the original one.
Yeah, Balloons is the original
That's
monkey one.
Oh, is that the
Addicting
one?
Games one.
What's the one where you have you're a pig and you have like the cable gun and you're like
Angry
split-
Birds, dude.
Angry
That's
Birds.
Angry Birds.
No, no, no.
The
You
one
have-
where you're a pig and you have the cable gun.
The slingshot. Wait, where you're a pig?
You're like a pig. You're like a pig.
Oh,
guy.
you're talking about Bubble Trouble.
Yeah, Bubble
Yeah, yeah, I know
Trouble.
what you're
That
talking
game's fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That game slaps.
Yeah, I like Kitten Cannon, the twisted
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, that was too dark
You're
for
just
me.
launching a kitten and seeing how far she goes.
I didn't have the stomach for that one.
I love the Addicting Games and mini
No,
clip
it's
and shit. That shit was so fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Heli Attack?
Classic games. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I like the shootout games where you played as George Bush or the Queen.
You guys ever play Neopets?
No.
I did play Neopets. That was more of like a societal game where you have like a whole like account and like
Yeah.
a thing and you gotta like feed them and if you log off for too long like something happens.
It starves.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know if
starves.
I'm not sure if it dies.
I don't know
I
if
think
it
just-
dies,
it
but they
just-
become like so unhappy. I don't know what happened. I don't remember.
They starve and they hate you.
Yeah, I think I did. I like didn't play for a while, and then like it. I don't know. That's the same thing happened with Tamagotchi. When you, that's another problem. You observe the Sabbath, and it's like it becomes a huge issue. It's a 25-hour period where it's like, fuck, I can't.
Yo, you gotta say that on stage. That's so funny. That's hilarious.
That's really good.
And that's man, we're in the summertime now, where it's like, I was so bummed. I was visiting my sister over the weekend, and my parents were there also, and she has like a 5-year-old, and now they're all and like 3 other kids that are younger than that. So it's like 5, 3, 2, 1. I don't know, but they were all like going to bed at like 6 or 7 or something, and it's like the sun is so out. And so it's like they're all going to bed before the sun goes down. And I remember it's like Shabbos ends at like 9:15 or something. So it's like you can't play video games, you can't use electronics, you can't do anything. So it's like sometimes you're going to bed before you can live. And it's like bro, or like you like it like just ends and you can kind of like turn your light on or something, or and it's like now I gotta go to bed. It's over. It's over.
Damn.
Fuck. I'm glad we didn't do the Shabbos. I had Orthodox cousins, and I always thought they were weird as hell.
Yeah, I bet.
They had like 3. They're Orthodox, like super Orthodox. Like they wear the shit and like have 3 stoves and stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's like. Do you have 3 stoves and all that?
3 stoves, no, but you have like
They have 3 sinks, 3 dishwashers.
separate ovens,
Yeah.
like 2
Wow.
sinks, 2 dishwashers.
I'd love to have just one dishwasher.
There's
I agree.
well, there's my parents have they have custom shit for Jews. They have an oven. My parents have an oven. It came with the house. It's like it has a Shabbos mode on it and stuff.
Shabbos
It's
mode.
got Shabbos mode.
It's just off.
We all enter Shabbos mode. Even the appliances enter
What
Shabbos
is,
Yeah.
what is Shabbos mode?
mode.
Energy saver.
I think it's an energy saver because you're not allowed to cook things, but you're allowed to keep things warm. So it's like you can kind of like have it in there or something.
Okay.
Well, usually
I heard that's like the TV. You can't touch the remote, but if the TV's already on, you can watch it.
that stuff. I used to do that when I was younger, but my family kind of phased away. They got a little more religious as we got older, but it's like you can leave the TV on and just like have it set on a timer to go off at like a later point. And so that was kind of cool. It's like as long as we don't touch it, we can do whatever. So if they
That's such crap.
it was such
Just
crap.
touch the remote.
Oh, and there's such
That's so dumb.
You go over to like a friend's house who'd be like, it's like, oh no, it's like the lights are off, and like you have like a bad boy friend who like starts throwing a kickball at the light switch until it turns on or something, and they're like, oops, because accidents are, God forgives accidents.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
I remember the main thing I know about them is they had a pool. Like we didn't visit them often because they're weird as hell. But we went to their house and I spent the whole time in their pool, just thinking to myself, these motherfuckers are weird as hell.
Yeah.
Do they have 3 separate pools?
No, that'd be cool.
One for meat, one for dairy.
And one hot tub.
Yeah.
Meat is the guys, dairy's the girls.
That's
and
right.
one for the non-binary
Yeah.
friends. And the hot. I love hot tubs.
I like hot
I wish
tubs.
I could have one.
I like sitting in there for a long time.
Yeah.
They say
Nice.
don't do it. That's I'm not gonna get anything bad from that.
I like the scenarios that arise in hot tubs.
That's what you know what I mean?
It's just like you're
Just
in there,
horny.
you're horny, you're having a beer.
I've never had-
Everyone's flirting.
I've seen horny things arise, but it's like it's only good vibes in hot tubs where it's like either horny stuff goes down, or it's like
Just
or just like vibing.
You're just
It's like you're
chilling.
just chilling with
Yeah.
friends, and like it's like you're drunk and you're just like talking, or it's like chilling with the boys, vibing.
sure.
yes, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Dude, if it was like just the three of us, hot tub,
If we were in a hot tub,
couple of beers, ooh. Let's do similar to the bathhouse. I'm gonna get a big bucket of water, heat it up, pour it on ourselves.
Yeah, it's
Like we do
just
for the
like the
bath.
hot tub experience.
But it's like sometimes there would be like too many people or something. That kills the vibe. I'm trying to think. You need
I
like
think
a perfect
at
amount.
most, like I think 6 is like the limit, or I don't know, maybe
on
if
the
it's
hot
bigger.
tub. But you don't
hot
want it
tub.
to be too big of a hot tub.
6
'cause
to
then
8. Yeah.
3 hetero boys, 3 hetero girls. None of them are dating yet. Maybe maybe 2 of them are a couple, kind of
Yeah.
ish.
Also, you have
Someone
you
stole
have
a
no
hat.
you have no idea what's going on under the bubbles.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a complex web of
Nothing gay.
footsie, handsy.
Okay.
Nothing gay
No
is
gay
happening at
people
all.
anywhere in this scenario.
Benny's podcast. That's the Benny's podcast promise. Nothing gay.
Pure guarantee. or
Something gay.
something.
It could be a little bit of gay
Okay.
stuff, or some bi stuff. That could be happening.
Something
Buy
chill.
stuff.
Something gay.
There-
It's a wedding.
there's-
Well, I would say I think for as many times as I've been, like friend hot tub or whatever. Like one friend who had a pool, he would have like an annual summer pool party or whatever, and those would always be horny as shit. Those are always fun as hell. I don't think I've ever participated in any horny activity in a hot tub.
Neither have I.
No.
Like I've
Just
like,
sort
it's
of an
just
idea.
purely vibes.
It's purely yes. Yeah.
Wow, what a cucked
Yeah. It's
sentiment.
well, I was
I
like,
feel
yeah,
like-
me too. Oh fuck.
Oh no!
I feel
like
like
we're all
most
hot
of,
tub.
I was
We're
like-
talking such a big
I was
game.
like, yeah, I've also never had a horny thing. I was like, fuck.
I feel like
I
most of
bit-
the time
I
I've
mean-
been in a hot tub, it's with a girl I was already dating or whatever. So it's
I've never
just
had
like-
that situation. That sounds fun.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not true to the spirit of hot tub magic.
Doesn't have that tension.
Yeah. It doesn't have that tension that at the same
Yeah.
time is being dissolved away by the massaging bubbles.
Yeah. Attention that anything could happen.
Yeah.
What's the most tensiony scenario that you enjoy?
Tense?
Like sexual tension. Like what's a good like hot tub?
Oh.
Hot tub is, but I guess I also am not in a hot tub ever anymore. Like
I'm
Like
barely
like
That's a funny thing to say.
I don't know. I haven't been in one since like
Ever since I moved up from Miami.
because my friend had one in high school, and so I'd go to his house.
Yeah. There's not a lot of hot tubs around.
But since then, it's like, you know. So what's an ideal? Oh, you're also dating somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but still.
How do you spice?
I cheat. No. JK.
God.
Sure. Save it for the Patreon.
For the Patreon.
And just talk about
We're-
gush about my girlfriend on the podcast. And then I talk about cheating on her on Patreon.
We're in the Patreon, but
We're all, I know.
if
This
this
is all
if this
JK.
is hot enough, maybe I'll make this the live one.
Mariah's
Actually-
not a, Mariah's
oh,
not
you
a
know,
patron.
I'll start. I'll start doing that. I'll record too, and then I'll just put out whatever the heater is. I'll put out live, and then I'll put the.
That's a good way to attract new
Yeah.
Patreon subscribers.
Well, they don't know.
By the way, Patreon subscribers, I'm gonna put the worst on.
I guess I'll just always do the second one that way.
Yeah, I can't
No.
imagine. Has there been a podcast where the first one turned out better? I guess if someone comes in.
Yeah, it's been a mix. It's always different. If somebody comes in hot and then we lose steam a little bit, but then it's also like people come in and then they need time to warm up, and then by the Patreon they're a lot more warmed up. So it depends on the energy the person brings and
Yeah.
my vibe.
Yeah. True. Man, I think the most sexual tension that I've like experienced and was like vaguely enjoyable or exciting is like if you're walking either to your place or to someone else's place. I mean, to my place is only that doesn't really happen too many times. But like if you're walking to someone's place after a date or something,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
and it's like you know, you're pretty certain like things are gonna go down
We're gonna
potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get kissed.
We're going to hold hands
Yeah,
slightly.
we're gonna.
Do you make a? I mean, I guess back when you dated, I make a
I
move.
dated,
I make
brother.
a move in public. Like before I go back. A lot of my like first kisses with people have been like at a park or like you know what I mean. That's
think-
like that's pretty consistent. I don't know.
Almost all of my cases, I have not been an initiator.
Oh really?
Oh wow.
I was kind of a shy guy for a while.
Huh.
Yeah, if you can
Have
imagine.
you did that switch at some point, or are you still are you still not an initiator?
I mean, now I'm in a relationship, so
That's
it's
a bit
like
different. Yeah.
and I've been in it for like a couple of years now, so it's like, I mean, who even knows?
True.
I do feel more confident now.
This is the Call Her Daddy pod. Now we're just like one of those like sex
Yeah.
podcasts.
Now we're a
but-
sex podcast. Patreon caller Jim from Tucson. What's going on?
But so you feel a lot more confident. You feel a lot more positive about that whole thing.
I
Initiate-
do. I think I would feel a lot more. I feel a lot more comfortable. Yeah, I think that's a huge part about being in a long-term relationship for me is to see what someone else is up to and doing at all times, because I never have any idea what other people are doing. So I don't really have a model of behavior to know like, is what I'm doing weird or is that like
Oh yeah.
what everyone else does as well? And
true.
then you date a normal person, and then it's like, okay.
That's how I feel all the time. Like I like never know if like I always feel like the way I spend my time and days in general is just really unusual.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
I think this is another similar thing where I think because I was sort of my family is kind of hyper normal, like in a weird way, like they like try really hard to be normal, and so not that I'm like
Hypernormalization.
not that I'm a contrarian,
Yeah, they just
They're-
watch Adam Curtis.
They're watching
documentary.
Adam Curtis. Yeah.
like I don't know, it's hard to explain. I mean, like if you met them, it would make a lot more sense, but like not that I'm a contrarian, but I've ended up weird, but the things that I do are weird. I'm not always aware because I just am a weird guy, but
Yeah.
some like stuff I am in general, like I know I'm being weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was like kind of like raised in a mold. I don't know. Do you feel like I feel like it's kind of a background thing again, where like I was shoved through public school system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and yeah, I feel like public school, you know what's weird and what's not.
Motherfuckers tell you.
Yeah, they tell you. They really tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm around like all these Jews. All these goddamn Jews. This is the Patreon. We're in the Patreon. We can talk.
Yeah. My school was 10% Jewish.
Okay.
Which is still pretty Jewish.
That's pretty
I
Jewish.
also did go to Hebrew school.
You could almost
like,
say too
after-
Jewish.
New York is 13% Jewish.
I know. You'd think more,
Crazy.
right? You'd think more.
Yeah. Especially this area.
The way they complain about it. I don't know who they is.
Oh, I think the way the Jews complain about New York so much.
I left it ambiguous so I don't get canceled for being a self-hating Jew. 20% of your Patreon is Jewish.
Sexual tension, Hebrew school trips.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I went on a.
Cameron, you can relate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, I went on trips with my. I remember. Well, we had this like.
Then I gotta hear Mike's story after that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I don't know. We had this like instead of prom, we did this thing called extravaganza. There was like no dancing or anything like that.
Like no parents, like a 2-to-1 parents to child ratio.
Yeah, I mean basically. Well, I don't know. One year, there would still be like some like we would still have like dates kind of, but like it would like there wouldn't be any. We would just like kind of like go. I don't know. Like I asked. Both years were weird. Like when in my junior year, I think I like asked a girl in my class who I thought was kind of cute, and then like right when we went together, that was like right when she started dating another guy in my class. So it was just kind of weird. It was like we were like
Oh man.
I was just like going with her, and then
Isn't
like
this funny? And you're like, so
Yeah.
funny.
and then also I don't know, it's just weird. And then like or maybe that was my senior year, but then I think my junior year I just had this. I like asked this other girl, and then she like said no. So it's just like while we were there, it's just like kind of I don't know.
Oh man. I also
We
asked
went-
a girl to send me one time, and she said no. I know that feeling.
Yeah,
Not a good feeling.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious. What you were about to say? A camp thing?
Oh, I did a Jewish summer. It wasn't summer camp. It was like a go around the country bus tour where it's like you start off in like New Jersey maybe and end in New Jersey. And it was like 4 weeks or something, and you just get on a bus with like 50 other, I don't know, horny 14-year-olds, and like the counselors are like 19.
Oh.
and you just like drive from like city to city and like see America,
That
and then
sounds
you
amazing.
just stay in like Jewish families' homes and like the communities and stuff.
Whoa.
And like
How do you-
occasionally like you camp out or something or do something like that. But
Was there making out, that kind of thing?
and it's like that's the thing. It's like
That's
on the
the-
bus, especially there were a couple times where it's like we just had to drive through the night. So those were big like
Oh.
it's like, yo, who are you sitting with tonight? And it's like
Oh
who
shit.
you sitting with tonight? And it's like you get covers and you get like a hand job on the bus kind of thing.
Whoa.
And there's like a
That's
lot
so
of
good.
hooking up and necking going on.
Dude, I fucking
I did not though.
No, yeah, okay.
I was, eyes forward.
Almost very similar situation. I went to Israel when I was 16 with the synagogue
Uh-oh.
group.
Patreon. Let
Patreon.
that leak. Let that leak.
But it was like it was so 16, super horny situation. Everybody was fucking.
Dude,
I did not hook up. I didn't even.
All those I did
wanted to
not.
hook up with this one girl whose name I won't name. But what was it?
Bar Raffaelli.
Rebecca.
No, it's anyway. Yeah. I didn't find. I'm so fucking stupid because I didn't understand, like, how I wish I had better understanding of social stuff because I look back and there's photos of her sitting on my lap. I think I showed you that one.
Oh, yeah.
I've had so many.
No,
I'm
that's
like-
how I felt.
Not
I
to
like-
brag.
No. But like I fucking wish I knew. I wish I had any. Like I wish I was like, oh, a girl sits on your lap. That means she's down, dumbass.
Right.
Like, oh my god, I don't know how the fuck I missed that. Anyway.
I like have this. I went to like this real prom at this like public school with like
I'm mad about it.
Okay.
some friends with like some friends from my church.
Go Cameron.
Or it's just like
Oh yeah, dude.
well, I went with this girl who I'd never met before. I was kind of just like set up sort of. And I don't know. I feel like she would
Sounds hot.
yeah. But I was just like I had like no game and I had like no I don't know. Didn't make anything happen out of it. I just felt weird. I was just like too awkward.
When do you feel like? Because I don't know when I feel like that really frustrating experience in Israel for me. I was like, I need to figure this out. I was like, I need. Yeah, you know what I mean. When did the switch flip for you? Like, when do you feel like you were like, I need to figure out how to do that. Like how to.
Oh, probably when I was like
12.
yeah.
You're 12 going to real prom and you're like, I'm not letting that pussy shit happen again. You read the game and you look back.
Oh, I don't know. I guess like when I was like not until I guess like in college.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I.
Yeah,
I'd say I did date a girl in high school, senior year, but I still don't. I think she did a lot of the initiation. I still don't think I knew what I was doing at that point. I don't think
that's
until
sort of what
college
happened to me. I guess.
Yeah.
I had to like. I just like sort of like. I get like I feel like it's like I don't know. I just had to like. Wait until like it was like painfully obvious that a girl was interested in me.
Yeah. The Beta Cuck podcast. No, I'm in the same boat.
Oh, but just parallels with your story. It was also a bus situation where we were going city to city in Israel. These kids had sex in the bed next to me in a hostel. I rolled over. I was like, "Hey guys," like, I don't know.
We'd stay for like. For Shabbos, that was the thing. It's like we'd go like 4 to a hotel room, like 2 queen beds and stuff. But then like, it's like during, because I guess it's like rude to like stay at a Jewish family's house for like a weekend or something. I don't know.
Sure.
It was nice. They did. If you stayed with a good family, they'd like you had like a Jewish mom who'd wash your sheets for you in like St. Louis or something, and you're like, thank God.
They make food.
Or like wash your clothes and shit. They make food for you. It's like yeah, hell yeah.
I would say the one horrible thing about Israel, we went during Passover.
The one bad thing about Israel.
No, say what's the one bad thing? Say what you were gonna say.
When we were there, we actively hunted down Palestinians. One girl, some gossip, 16-year-old girl with us slept with our like 20-something guard, like because we had like a guy with a gun.
Yeah.
Anyway. Fuck that guy's anyway. What was I gonna say? Oh, so the food was dog shit, because it was all like the first day we were there for 10 days and 8 of them were Passover. So for the first 2 days it was like amazing food. It was like arugula. It was like I don't know, fucking. We got some shawarma. We got some great stuff. And then it was 8 days of like hostile matzah. Dogs. And fucking like cranberry sauce from a can and shit.
Is it Thanksgiving? I'm just
kidding. I don't know. No, it was not. But I wonder if
that's just like I've never had cranberry sauce outside of Thanksgiving.
I like Passover food, but not every day for every meal.
Yeah, you can't. It's kind of refreshing to eat it like the first day or two, and then after that, it's like I'm terribly constipated and I can't deal with this anymore. Although visiting my parents, it's like my mom makes. It's a trade-off because it's like, oh, well, my mom makes good food, and I can kind of ride that out. But it's like it would be better if you could eat bread.
Yeah, I just eat bread. Like I don't do anything Jewish anymore. I don't know.
I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like people. There's like other Jews, lower status Jews.
Lower caste.
We're all equal under the law, but under God's eye, we're different. JK. Yeah, there's like lower tier Jews, less religious Jews, whatever, who will be like, "Oh man, you're not fasting for Yom Kippur or something." And I'm like, "No." It's like I'm just living my life, bro.
No,
it's like what are you talking about? And it's like, "Oh, I'm fasting for Yom Kippur." It's like, "You're fasting for Yom Kippur?" And they're like, it's like, "Oh yeah, but I'm gonna like drink water and stuff." It's like, "So you're not fasting for?" It's like, then you're not doing it. What the fuck are you
Wait,
talking
you're not
about?
even allowed to drink water?
Can't drink water.
For how long?
25 hours.
Oh,
give or take.
okay.
It's like no food, no drink. And they're like, "Oh, well, I'll drink." It's like I'm doing like a this fast or something. And it's like you set up your rule, and it's like then I have to like gatekeep Judaism. And it's like I don't care about this shit, but it's like, but that's wrong. God has laws, bro. God cares. He's a vengeful. He's a vengeful God. I'm just look out. Look out. You seem to care. He's a vengeful God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At some point, I like fully rejected all of it. Big ordeal with my family. I don't know. Fucking
did
whole
you really?
thing.
I'm still in like a. I've just had like a long passive cooling off, where it's like, where it's like my parents just like realizes I'm like, they know I don't do anything and I don't care to do anything and I don't believe in any of it.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But I feel like it seems like you had like a real like 16-year-old like.
I did. I pulled a knife on my mom.
What?
I got
Here you go, Patreon
when
listeners.
I was 17, I had like I went through sort of this really like existential period where like I was like an atheist when I was like 11, and I like didn't even want to have a bar mitzvah. It was like a whole like they had to like I was like kicking and screaming to like even get bar mitzvah and stuff. And it kind of culminated in like I don't know years of me being like, this is
Maybe
incredibly
you just didn't
dumb.
want to become a man.
Yeah.
That's it. I was Peter Pan syndrome.
Yeah. Another Brooklyn fuck boy, just not wanting to grow up.
I'm gonna go to Neverland. You can't stop me. So I was kind of suicidal. I was like, nothing exists. None of this is like real in the long run from like a trillion years perspective. Like
Ooh, that's
when
a
we
scary place
die,
to be.
none of us like nothing matters, etc. Which is still in the back of my head is like some degree. I don't necessarily
Yeah.
agree with it. I do think that.
I mean,
anyway,
there's a lot
not
of
the
things
point.
that are like, true, but like,
Kind of just an unhelpful way to like look at reality.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you gotta live your life. I don't
Extremely,
know.
extremely like edgy 17-year-old atheist on
Yeah,
Reddit.
it's like,
Too
yeah,
much
I'm a fucking
perspective.
nihilist.
Yeah. Edgy Rick and Morty style, like. But yeah, I don't know. A huge argument with my parents. I don't know why. Why I did the knife thing. It's hard to remember. It was like I could kill myself or I could kill you right now, and like it wouldn't even matter. And then they threatened to call the police, and I stopped. And then they were like, you either have to go to a psych ward, or you have to go to therapy for, you have to go to therapy. So
yeah,
they forced me to go to therapy for a while.
that helped.
I would say so. Yeah, the guy told me, because I was really suicidal at that point. Something the guy told me was that
Yeah, it
think
sounds
about.
bad.
He's like, see, everybody will miss you. Think of everybody that will miss you, and that he motherfucker guilted me into.
Yeah, that is some
but
guilt stuff. I do wonder what
But it did
works
help.
though.
But that did work on me, because I was really thinking about like just in the narrow scope of me and my family, and then when I immediately thought about all of my like really good close friends who, you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
you ever been suicidal?
I just like listen to Radiohead.
Yeah. That's my therapy.
It's kind of that. I got into Animal Collective. It's like I just
Hell
listen to
yeah.
weird music. I'm sure you do too.
What about me says weird? You don't know me. I could just be a big Drake guy. I do like weird shit.
It's not like They Might Be Giants. That's not weird. That's normal.
I don't really know them.
No, it's like
I like Animal Collective a lot. If they're like them, I'll listen. But are they like indie?
they're indie. They're kind of like a
Shins.
2000s indie band that kind of had their heyday, and now I think people look back on it as like cringe and kind of a collective mistake that they.
That's
there's like a
how
hive
the
mind.
Shins feel. Where it's like is it like kind of like that kind of vibe?
No, it's much more like
I do like them, but it's just like it feels cringe. It's like enjoyable and cringe at the same
I
time.
like the Shins. I think it rules.
It's.
I feel like
I
the
think
Shins
that's the
is
thing.
mostly
It's like
cringe
it's-
because of Garden State.
I would
of
say
Garden
that's
State, yeah.
exactly. It's been parodied, but it's still good sounding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You just like what you like.
Like
If people try to tell you not to like something,
Then you should stop liking
yeah.
it.
then you should
You should change your taste.
you should
Unless
adjust your data values.
if you're hurting other people or yourself, you should stop that.
Man, I was also like an edgy hipster at that era. I was like, Coldplay sucks, and I was like, I don't even know why. I don't know why the fuck I
Yeah,
was.
it's a big Coldplay. I actually never understood that. I was like a little late for that because I got really into Viva La Vida,
Oh yeah. I
and
really
then
like that one, yeah.
and then I like a year later, kind of realized that Coldplay sucks was a thing, and that just kind of didn't register. But I did
Yeah.
get like edgy hipstery music.
Honestly, I don't know. Like that was fully me, just believing what people said about a piece of culture or media. My opinion on Coldplay is that sounds good. I'm not like a huge
Yeah.
stan, but it's like
Well, like
Like
when
at
you
the
hear
time,
someone like say something's bad, it like sticks with you, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh wait, am I uncool for liking that?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've had that experience a lot, where it's just like someone like has like an edgy opinion on something, or like
you're just
I
like,
don't
oh,
know,
did I miss something?
like
Did
a
I miss it?
contrarian take on
You
like
just can't.
actually this sucks.
You can't offend someone who you respect, and then
But now I'm like, some stuff that is cringe is some of my favorite stuff. specifically because the some of the cringe elements of it feel very earnest and real, and I really enjoy that. You know, I like when an artist is like just being themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, hey, listen to Animal Collective.
Hell yeah! Is Animal Collective cringe to people?
Yes.
What?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That hurts to hear. Oh, I'm out of frame. We're getting back in frame.
That hurts to hear.
That does hurt to hear. I think Animal Collective is beautiful.
Hey, you're preaching to the goddamn choir right
Yeah.
over here.
One of my favorite songs of all time is "My Girls."
Yeah,
It's a
that's
beautiful
good
ass
one.
song.
They're classic.
Why do people think Animal Collective is cringe? Because it's like indie.
They do like Yelpy.
A lot
and,
of their
like,
sillier
screamy stuff.
They do like a lot of silly stuff, I guess. Kind
They do a lot of silly stuff, silly
That's
like
fine.
mouth sounds and noises.
That's
And,
why it's fun.
yeah,
That's part of the fun.
It's fun.
that's kind of like a 2000s cringe thing of earnestness, where it's like
yeah.
do like the whoa
I'm
whoa
gonna cry.
choruses.
I mean, like
and-
pretty much like
Oh,
there's just a
okay.
lot of stuff from
they don't really do that, but they
from
do.
the Obama era that just hasn't, for better or worse, hasn't aged super well.
There's
Just
some, yeah, like the Arcade Fire thing of going like that. It's like I do still really enjoy
It
that
sounds good.
sound. It
Yeah, it
sounds
sounds
good.
good.
It makes me feel good. But I think that's another
But then
situation to the it's cringe in its usage where it was used to like market. Like
yeah, you just like
stuff,
start
yeah.
seeing all that stuff in commercials or whatever.
Once
or-
it's used to sell a car, that's where I feel like that's where it, I don't know,
yeah,
because it's just a beautiful sound.
Yeah. Or it gets the thing is you can't even if you refuse to sell your song to like a car commercial, it's like, well, they'll just make a song that sounds like your song and then it's essentially in the car commercial anyway.
They're gonna still do the
And then it's like yeah, and then it's like a shittier version of your song. And it's like, well, now it's like this sucks. They're doing the whoa whoa, and it's like, well, that whoa whoa sucks. And it's like,
I feel like I've seen that happen with comedy. Not to tie it all back together. I feel like I've seen like a comedian will have sort of a style, and then you'll see it co-opted by like a commercial or something, or you'll see like a jokes like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
a joke type or like a character type.
Right.
Yeah.
Or also, I feel like
That's
we
just
kinda
like what
saying
happened with like all like with like the Tim and Eric like Old
Yeah.
Spice commercials. Then like every brand started doing like
Yeah.
sort of like oddball humor style.
Tim and
stuff.
Eric did the Old Spice commercials.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
did those commercials?
I thought
Yeah,
I
like
thought
the
I thought those
original-
were a ripoff of them. That's interesting.
No, yeah, they like they worked on those.
That's cool.
Damn. Okay.
Wow. I mean, those Old Spice commercials ruled. That was another thing. It's like a great introduction to culture is commercials, though. So you can't. It's like you can knock on it and it's like, damn, that sucks. But then it's like, if it's like funny commercials, like really are a gateway into comedy and
Yeah.
like other things where it's like, the Old Spice commercial was really funny.
Yeah, dude, I used to love Geico commercial. Like, I used to be one of those kids
Yeah,
who would
that shit
watch
was
the Super
funny.
Bowl for the commercials or whatever.
Dude,
I mean, there
People-
was like
Little nerd ass.
There
that
was an era
like-
where the Super Bowl commercials were funny, and it's like, I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with. And now it's
Yeah.
like a joke,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
commercials aren't funny. But
Do you think the commercials are just as funny? We're just like now. Like,
I mean, I was a child.
much
My
better
sense of
comedians.
humor-
Yeah, I
It's like,
think there's
I'm
also you're
I'm
just
sure
like
it sucked. Sure, like Miller Lite saying like more taste, less filling, or whatever wasn't as funny as I thought it was.
yeah, like, I mean, like now that we've been trying to write jokes for years,
Yeah.
we see a joke where they're like, they do
I
a
think
pun
people
and
just
we're
are
like, oh, I hate that now.
people are
Yeah.
exposed to more stuff just through the internet, so it's like they're not as impressed by a commercial, I
Like,
guess.
do you feel like even though that's the case, the content's still bad?
What?
Like Netflix, okay. Like there's so many TV shows, and you would think that would mean more of them, like they'd have to like try harder to be better. But I feel
Yeah.
like there's still a lot of crap.
They all
and that,
suck.
That
You
counts
just have to fill a niche.
stand-up
Right.
specials as well. It's like stand-up specials are still like I haven't
Just
seen
have
a
to
stand-up special in a while that's like
generate
really. I mean, some of the better ones are on like YouTube or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, or like independently produced,
Right.
or on
I don't
Spotify.
think that's
I
a
don't know.
surprise. That's like super surprising. Well, I don't know. They're just like because it's like all the big I don't know, like the big like Netflix and stuff are just like using they're just like trotting out like old comedians who
I
like
feel like most like Comedy Central half hours are still. I mean, I haven't seen one in a while, but it's like I feel like most of those are funny people, and it's like they're not all good, but it's like I feel like there's a reasonable hit rate on those half hours where it's like they get funny people on the come up, doing like their good material.
I think one issue, and I think that is true, but I guess
I mean, they're cut to shit. Like,
well, part of it is people don't respect a half hour nearly as much as they respect an hour. It's not a half respect. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's
times
like-
20 respect ratio. It's like ridiculous. If not more. Like if you tell somebody I have a half hour out, they're like, awesome, good for you. You know what I mean? But like a hour long special is like can be internationally like famous. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's
Yeah,
just
but-
like all you need is like 15 more minutes because you can sell 45 minutes as an hour long special.
like very few comedians as like a concept of like your persona on stage or like your thing. It's like most of them can't sustain an hour. Like not even because they're not good enough, just because it's like you're gonna be you for an hour up there. It's like come on. And it's like I don't want to see you for an hour. It's like there's very few people that like forget about like doing a good hour. Like can even be good for an hour. And it's like it's like I don't want to see. I'd rather it's like just make it 30 minutes. It's better.
That's true. I would like. I'm not saying I don't like those 30-minute specials, but it's like I would never do one.
Yeah,
If somebody
not-
if they said
there's no respect,
we'll give
there's
you
no
$1
money in
million to do 30 minutes, I'd go, no. I'd rather put out because then like if you put out an hour, then it's like the long term reward of that would be in theory more than like you know what I mean? You get more than $1 million.
Yeah, all the good
I don't know,
good hour
but-
specials are like, it's like 45 minutes and you're cheating a little bit. Those are the good hour specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the old adage. There's never been a comedy show where you're like, damn, I wish that was longer.
Hedberg's hour specials are 39 minutes,
There you
and
go.
they're sold as an hour, and it's like
Yeah, it's
you
like
know
I'm
what I
sure
mean?
it's like he does an hour on stage and it's like cut it down to 40. Perfect, done.
yeah.
It's like everyone does like an hour 15 and cut it down to an hour. And it's like, no, you don't stop.
Fuck. Do you? How much time do you have?
I have no idea. I've never done like half an hour on stage. So I don't know like laying end to end how much time I really have. I must have like an hour of stuff, but I wouldn't do an hour of it.
Do you fantasize about special? I certainly do.
I used to, but now I'm like less enamored with it just because I feel like every hour sucks that I see.
Yeah. Well,
And it's like you know, used to think that used to be the dream. It's like, oh, I'll get a special and then you could like go on tour and stuff, and it's like I'd like to go on tour and that would be fun, but like just the idea of like working as a stand-up and like getting a special and stuff feels like kind of impossible in a way where it's like it's like no one's really looking for that and it sucks also.
Yeah. It's so watered down. Like I don't know. The fantasy in my head is to like put out one that is good and have people go like, oh, that's a good one. But then, what are you looking to do? Stand up as the goal, or like, do you have a separate goal in mind? Are you
I mean, I
trying to, like-
used to have stand-up as the goal, and now I'm starting to do now I'm like writing other stuff, and I think writing also seems like a more viable career path. I think it's like really hard to get out a living doing stand-up and stuff, it's like you have to become a known entity, and usually that's from like being famous at something other than stand-up,
such as your podcast.
such as your podcast.
I blow up for my podcast. Not for my stand-up. People just really like my interviewing skills.
Yeah.
That,
I'm a
like,
dog
does
shit
happen
interviewer.
a lot of times.
Does it?
Yeah, there's a lot of comedians who have like basically just become podcasters.
Oh, that's true. But a lot of them definitely were already famous comedians.
Yeah, but not as famous
Yeah.
as they were as podcasters.
That's
Do you feel you're kind of like just stand-up?
Yeah.
What do you feel? I don't speak for
Just
you.
Benny Feldman's podcast. I'm more open to writing for stuff as a day job or a holdover, just because like I didn't realize that was such a big part of the industry. But I mean, stand up is the main goal. I'm super like laser focused on doing stand up. Like, you know what I mean? I would really like to be a stand up comedian.
Yeah.
Yep. And so what I'm doing right now is like, from every angle I can, I'm trying to attack it. I'm trying to go like, all right, let me get a podcast with a Patreon so that I can, if that does like well financially, that'll be a steady base, and I can like always have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to do more clips. That's kind of like that show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Every possible angle that you have to do for stand up is what I'm trying to do. But and be funny.
Cameron?
Yeah, be funny.
What do you do?
Who cares?
What are your goals?
Oh, I guess I also am more. I like to do like writing stuff. You know,
You
write
would-
on a TV show or something.
You had also said specifically you're not interested in stand up.
No,
That's
I mean
okay.
I don't know.
You are?
I would. I don't know if. I like doing stand up, but I don't know. It's like I kind of feel the same way where it's just like, it's hard to imagine me like. Having like being successful at it in a big enough way, but I mean I don't know. I like doing spots and stuff. You know.
Why do you not see that for yourself? Like, why can't you, like I don't know, because I mean, something I've noticed is that all of our friends are extremely funny, and like if you were to put out an hour, maybe in a few years, you gotta polish. Like if you put out a polished ass hour, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I would do that if I.
I think you
I don't
could.
know.
Is what I'm saying. I think you would put out one of the funniest specials in a while. You as well, and a bunch of our other friends. Like,
You as well.
hell yeah.
I guess I like. Yeah, I don't know. I would do that. Like I kind of view. I don't know. I sort of like. I like doing stand up, and it's like a good. I don't know. It's a fun. I like. It's fun, and it's a good exercise, and it gets me writing jokes, I guess. But I guess if I was like to get a job like writing on like something, I feel like that would like take precedent, or you know like I would like do that instead.
Would you like willfully drop the ball on stand up in order to focus on writing?
Maybe not fully, but I don't know. I feel like you can pretty easily do both things.
Yeah, definitely.
There's like a lot of people who write on TV shows who still do stand up.
I'm just like curious if you see.
But
do
I
you
think that's
see a
like I think
special
I
in
just
your
like
future?
don't. I just have a very hard time. I have a hard time imagining making money off of stand up, or like a lot of money off of stand up.
I could see you putting out like.
Because
a
I
really funny
also
clip.
don't think I'm a very good stand up, or I don't know. I'm just like not.
Oh, hush now.
I'm not trying to fish for compliments. I just I think I'm a good joke writer and stuff, but I just like don't think I have like a lot of like the tools that a good stand up should have.
I think you.
So I don't know.
Why? I mean, I think that's fair, but I also see you making those tools. You know what I mean? You started a lot. You started more recently, like, in actually giving a shit about stand up. And so like I see your jokes on Twitter. I know how good of a joke writer you are. And then like your stand up you like I don't mean to do this. I don't mean to do this to you, but I like listen. I think you're extremely funny, and I think you're very smart, and so I think that and my opinion's ass. So doesn't really matter.
That's not.
Point is, I would think you feel that way about yourself, even if it is true for the meantime. It won't be true going forward because I think you could figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I kept working on it, I'd become good enough. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You could be a really, really good stand-up.
But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is if I like got another opportunity to do anything else, I would be doing. Yeah, I don't know.
If you let me pick which jokes you said on stage, because I feel like I love your jokes, and I feel like you never tell any of my favorite jokes of yours.
What jokes do you want me to do?
I don't like it's any of
Now
your
you're in
tweets.
trouble.
You go on stage and you do like a story that's a fabricated story about like you and like your wife down by the river.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I love it, but I also like I know you have all these tight like one-liners.
Yeah,
I'll put
I was doing
camera-
that
I'll
for
put
a while.
camera
I
on
might
that
get back
class.
into doing that. I don't know. I just like I don't know.
Just to have a video record of this conversation.
Yeah. Maybe yeah.
It's
If you
comedy.
really want to, you could write a set list for me of my own jokes. I would do it.
I'll do that.
I think that would be a funny exercise.
Yeah. You can do that. You can do that for me if you like, but I don't think that
Sure.
would necessarily. It wouldn't mean anything because all my jokes are already jokes. Fucking, I already have my spreadsheet. Mike, what do you feel like you're you need to? I don't know. What are you working on?
What am I working on? Well, I can't say too much on the pod, even on the Patreon episode. I'm writing something with my friend Joe. We're working on something right now, and even doing that, like that little bit of work has made me like work way less at stand up.
Like, are you getting paid to do it?
A very small amount of money, yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
But it's like yeah, but also like because we want to do a good job on it. Where it's like just that, like the barest level of like a potential for something is like, it's like I have written like so few jokes in the last couple months just because it's like, I mean I could if I wanted to. I'm being lazy, but it's like I've really done much less stand up. I haven't done mics in a while.
If you're not right, like you have to sit down to write.
Sometimes it's usually good if I sit down to write, or like sometimes I'll walk around or something, or pace or something.
Oh, that's interesting. And talk to yourself. Because if you haven't written in a while, it's like then you must not be one of those people who writes by just having thoughts come to them.
Yeah, sometimes I have thoughts come to me, and then I'll like tuck them away or something, and then like bring them out. It's like usually if I'm writing a joke, I'll never like start from scratch. I'll like see what's going on somewhere, and like it's like I always have like a rotating thing of like things I can turn over in my head where it's like I'll finally like write that out, or like I'll figure that out and make something funny happen with that, and then you can kind of like I really try to get as close to pretending to perform it as possible, where it's like you turn it over in your head where it's like, okay, if I say this I can envision that being funny, and then you see if it is, as opposed to like writing it out.
You don't like if I can't keep anything in my head. I have to, like, if something funny comes to me, like
I do a bad job.
I have to write it. You need a spreadsheet.
I forget 80 of the.
It's like I'll like times I'm like fumbling through it. I'm forgetting the bits or like the joke I wanted to do, or I'll like while I'm up on stage, I'll just like start riffing. It's like something gets like an unexpected laugh line, and I'll start riffing on that, which is sometimes productive, but sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't even get to the part I thought was funny, and it's like I just kind of like riffed, and which is sometimes I bring
notes on stage. I'm a note card guy. For if I'm doing just an open mic, I've got it. I literally have a note card for doing efficiency mic later with you.
Yeah. But your note cards are like, it's like do the frog joke, and you're like, frogs are weird because of this, and like that's the joke. It's like it's easier for like a one line.
For a bit, can you not do it by like? Oh, true. I guess
it's like I could write out the chunks, but it's just like I'm like I want to do. Right. It's like I want to talk about this thing, and then it's like okay, well that's anywhere from like a 2 to 5 minute bit, depending on how good it is.
Who do you have? So, you know how I just really went in on Cameron.
Yeah.
Who do you have that kind of relationship with? Who do you? Because Cameron and I feel like can be very candid, can be rather candid to some degree with like we'll come back from a mic and you know what I mean, we can give that feedback. Who do you have that with?
Oh, definitely. I can tell that to Charlie Sosnick, friend of the pod.
Shout out Sosnick. He's been on the pod.
Yeah, Langston McDiarmid,
Hell yeah.
Mac, co-host of Efficiency Mike. I feel like those two and my girlfriend Mariah Oxley, all very funny people. But I feel like, especially with Langston, I feel like I can like really explain and like be like, this didn't work because of this or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's extremely helpful. I feel like, because you can often see, because I would have guessed, those are the two people I would have guessed for you.
Sure.
And there's a lot of like you can tell when people get kind of like writing pairs or comedy. But not that Cameron and I, we're not on that. You feel free to give me any unsolicited advice.
You know I
just gave you, dude.
Let me write your sit out. Yeah. See how it feels.
Well, part of it is that I think you're being like down on yourself, and I'm like, but I think that something that me and Mike and others see is that you're extremely funny.
I don't think I'm being down on myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I don't know. What you mean? Just because I don't like?
You just have different aspirations, and so it's
Yeah,
maybe
I don't know.
I'm
I
just
just, like,
projecting
yeah.
on you.
I mean, I would.
Yeah, you could be great if you wanted the things.
Right.
that you want.
Yeah. I just like. I think I would be better suited.
You just have different aspirations.
In like a.
Yeah.
I like. I mean, I've always wanted to do like sketch comedy, but I've never like gotten it to like work out that really. 'Cause I don't know. I've just like never gotten the pieces to align. Like I'd love to be in like. I'd love to do like be in like the I don't know, just like a cool like sketch group, but I don't know. I just haven't gotten it figured it out.
I wonder if you could meet one of those from like an improv jam and just find out who else does who does sketch.
Do you do improv?
I did in college and like when I first like moved to the city.
Is it right in that like the sketch scene is way more overlapping with the improv scene than
Yeah.
it is
Well, I just have like a very specific. I mean, I was like doing sketch stuff like over the pandemic, but not in like a setting I really liked. It was sort of just like something I was doing because I was like nothing else to do, and I don't know. I just have a very specific like. I just need to find like people who like have like my same like comedic sensibilities. I guess that's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's we actually don't, which is interesting.
Yeah, I feel like we have different.
Yeah, isn't that kind of neat? I don't know.
Different sensibilities.
Well, we're very different comedians. I think
Yeah.
we definitely have some overlap on some stuff, but you're not. You and Charlie are very different.
I'm very different than Charlie. I feel like Charlie's really gotten his voice a lot stronger over the last like year or two. Also.
Yeah, he has a very distinct.
But yeah, I'm
style.
pretty different than Charlie.
Yeah.
Langston also.
I've never really seen Langston perform.
Yeah, he really only goes up in efficiency, Mike.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But he does a lot. He does like kind of one-liners.
Oh,
Not
okay.
like one-liners, but like he'll do like one-liner-y stuff about like his life or like thoughts on things.
I
It's
like
not
his towel joke.
Yeah, his towel joke. That's kind of like, I guess what you were talking about earlier about like wanting to do one-liners or short jokes in your voice. He has a great. He also has OCD. It's a great bit about just like how he has 3 towels when he showers, and and like
Does he actually do that, or is that?
not anymore. Now he's down to 2 towels.
Wait, what are they?
It was like one for his body, one for his feet, and one for his ass, and then he just like goes into explaining why.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's a funny bit.
That's a great bit. I also think that we may we just passed an hour, fellas.
Hell yeah.
We
You got your money,
Yeah,
Patreon.
I got I really wrung it out of Cameron in this one.
Yeah, Cameron was on the hot seat.
I really put my boy in the.
Do you find you have like an urge? I feel like I have this sometimes. I think you have it to a greater extent where it's like you see some people do comedy or like certain things and you're like, I know what you do and I know how to fix this or like mold this so like it'll come across cleaner.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
That's 100% the case. I don't do that for people unless they are like a close friend or specifically ask for it. I think in the Cameron's case, I'm not trying to. In Cameron's case, I'm not trying to fix
too
you.
much to not.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like fix Cameron. I'm trying to be like, you got this, bud.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to
Just
do
giving me the support my dad never did.
I don't know what I'm doing with Cameron. Maybe I'm just trying to
fixing him.
Yeah. But because I've given feedback before and people like, if you know,
I like to say, you know what's wrong with you?
do people ask you for feedback?
No, but it's like I usually don't give it because it's like it's kind of like a rude thing to do or like maybe it won't be received well or something. But I'll do it to Langston. That was early on. Langston used to do, especially at certain mics, he used to do like a lot of crazy bits up top. And an easy note I gave him was just like, it's like people don't know you and they think you're crazy when you do that. It's like do a normal thing first, and then
yeah, that's absolutely
like,
yeah.
Because he's like, I
That's
think
good
it's
advice.
funny, and I'm like, it is funny. It's like you can't do that. Then it's like you can't. It's like go to a room where no one no one knows you and you look like a crazy person. And you just talk about like wiping your ass with a separate towel or something.
I love getting feedback when it's good. Like if somebody points out something and I'm like, oh my god, thank you, like that, like a revelation. But like most of the time, people are like, they try to give me like a tag or something, or they give me feedback, and I'm like, do not. That was really annoying. Do not, like, I know that joke didn't land, and I know why it didn't land.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it didn't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless I don't know. Unless you guys want to roast me, I'm just trying to get the ghost to roast me. People are too nice to me.
Suck. I think a good
die and go to hell.
I don't know where I heard this from, but a good thing. And now I solicit all feedback. All feedback is welcome because it's either good feedback, or at the very least, what it tells you. If you look at it from like a bird's eye view, you say like, they're saying this because it's having some kind of effect on them.
Okay.
And it's like, what effect is that having on them? And like, how is that different than what I intended or something? And you can kind of like,
I'm smart.
Kind of like see through it. And it's like, if someone gives you bad advice or like tells you, it's like bad stuff is like, you should do this instead of this or something. And it's like, sometimes if a joke's not working, it can be useful to be like, well, they're saying that because they're getting this out of it, and I want them to be getting something else.
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah,
So
absolutely. It is still useful. It's still useful. It's still annoying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a mix.
It can be
both. Do you have any feedback? I'd love some feedback.
Trying to think. Well, if you come to efficiency,
Cameron, I've given you plenty. You feel free to attack. It doesn't even have to be about my comedy. It could be just be mean to me.
Just be. I don't know. I don't want to be mean. I guess I don't know.
Yes.
Roast your ass.
Get my ass.
No, I don't want to.
Say it.
All right,
say it.
I can ask you later.
Say it.
Is it gossip related?
No, it's not gossip related. It's just like, I feel like it's not even that general.
I'm pooping too much.
Yeah, I don't know. What? Oh no, not. I don't know. No, it's just like about like maybe. I don't know.
You know. You know
Damn,
exactly.
you guys-
You know exactly. Yeah, you do.
No, you just have like there's just like a couple of jokes of yours that like usually do well, but I don't like as much.
Oh, sure.
We
They
call that
make
hack shit.
they
We
make
call
me
that
feel
hack.
guilty. I appreciate you saying that, though.
What?
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah.
Okay,
Which
thanks.
one, Sam? This isn't
Can I-
gossip.
can I-
These are
can I
jokes.
guess?
You
Can I
can't
guess
hurt
some of them?
jokes' feelings.
Sure, you can guess.
Either some of the dirtier stuff or the Tourette stuff.
What are the dirtier stuff?
Any like sex-based jokes. Like I don't do. Is it Tourette stuff or like or Jewish Luigi?
So,
or
an example is I like your witch's potion joke, but I don't like the Mormon punchline.
oh, okay.
Because I think it's like old hat to make fun of like Mormons for being polygamous.
Definitely.
Mm.
Okay. That's fair. I think that's a good example. Yes. No. I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Wow, the tension. The tension.
No,
in this
I think
room.
the trouble or the reason I keep it is because people don't always laugh at the first part.
Yeah.
And so that's a
no,
guarantee.
I mean it always gets. It
Yeah.
seems like it always gets laughs. I just like. I guess. I don't know.
No, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. No, I want it to be clear that you can give me feedback and I'll accept it.
His eyes twitching.
I have Tourette syndrome.
This is the last time. This is the last
Yeah,
time
that-
Benny has me
No.
guest host his podcast.
Yeah, that bit really doesn't work.
Fuck.
Can't call you out for something twitching.
But this like the one where I'm like I look like Jewish Luigi, for example. That's one that I don't love, but I know I do like saying that I look like Luigi. But it's like, hey, I look like this thing, and I think that's.
Oh yeah, I don't like that format in
Right.
general. We
It's
can't
like
do
it's
that.
like it's like hack or old hat or whatever. But it's like you gotta I don't know. I feel like some stuff it's like you gotta establish some ground rules up top, especially if you're in like a normal person crowd or something.
You gotta, dude. Wait, okay. The other day I did a show and I got that NASA bit about like the moon landing being fake. And I was like, some people think the moon landing was fake, and it was like a normal people crowd, and a girl in the audience went, "I do," and I was like, "What?" And she was like, "I do." I was like, "Do you for real think the moon landing was fake?" She's like, "Yes." I was like, "I'm gonna make fun of you now," but yeah. Yeah, normal people crowds, you have to change your material a little bit.
Yeah. Whenever someone is in the audience questioning the U.S. government, I set them straight.
There's also, in terms of like normal crowds, it's like there's no normal crowd. You know what I mean? Like there's normies. But
Anyone who's at a
normie.
comedy show is kind of fucked in the head.
Certified freak.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like if you go to a Manhattan club, the people there are not like the average American. They're
No,
like
they're
a
weird.
combination of tourists, or they're like 20-somethings who live in Manhattan. It's like they're not representative of like an old Italian man in New Jersey or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not, you know.
Show me a normal person.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
have any
fair.
do you have any closing thoughts? I don't ask if you have anything to plug on the live one. So if you have anything to plug for our 5 Patreon people.
Come to Petting Zoo. Petting Zoo's this Friday.
Oh shit! I should have had that. Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
whatever.
You have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Yeah, I think this was informative. I think this was interesting for me.
Good time.
Just me. The Patreon was just me and Cameron having
Yeah.
tension.
Yeah.
I should have asked about petting zoo. I should have done that. Well,
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to have you on
Whatever.
again.
We talked about good stuff. I feel like hour 2 certainly.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Patreon's got a good one.
Ooh, ooh, with sexual tension and all that
Yeah, the sexual tension. That's
between
Yeah.
between me and Cameron.
Yeah. Cut it with a knife.
Hot tub
That's
that.
kind of your favorite sexual tension thing is when Benny says, "You know what joke I don't like."
Yeah, it's like I
Oh,
get to
yeah.
needle Benny a little bit.
I like to be needled. I like to be poked
yeah,
and
I bet you
prodded.
do.
Yeah.
Gotta really wring it out of
Sick
it.
little game.
All right, fellas. That's it. That's the Patreon episode. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.